everybody.
This is in the District Court of Greenwood County, Kansas. Case entitled State of Kansas versus Jessica Danielle Smith. It's case number 2020 CR 93. Jessica Smith appears from the Greenwood County Courthouse's Zoom location. Jill Gillette appears as Greenwood County Attorney. Joseph Favre is Defense Counsel. This matter comes before the court at this time for hearing on a warrant to show cause alleging probation violation. The allegations of the original warrant are failing to report as directed on August 1 of 2023. Haven't made any payments toward fines, court costs, or probation fees. Failing to report correct information regarding her employment. What are your client's intentions regarding these allegations, Mr. Favre?
Judge, in regards to those allegations, Ms. Smith will waive her right to an evidentiary hearing and stipulate. What we would like to note that there's some discrepancy on that last one about the timing and the dates of that, but she acknowledges that she does not have that job. So we'll stipulate to all those.
All right. Are you aware of the addendum to the warrant to show cause that Ms. Morgan submitted to the court?
I am, Your Honor, yes.
All right. In your position regarding the allegation that she had been convicted of a new crime, interference with law enforcement, in Franklin County, apparently?
That is correct, Your Honor, and she acknowledges that as and also that is a violation of her probation. So,
all right. And while apparently the other matter that's been referred to in the warrant to show cause, apparently she's been charged in Franklin County with murder in the first degree.
So, Judge, that was dismissed as part of the plea deal in the interference law enforcement. She cooperated with Franklin County and even gave testimony in the trial of the person that was ultimately convicted, I believe, in that case. So she pled to the interference law enforcement, and that charge has been dismissed.
All right, Ms. Morgan, can you confirm that?
Yes, Your Honor. She is now on community corrections with Franklin County.
All right, Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Based on your attorney's announcement, he's indicated that you now intend to waive any formal due process hearing that you'd be entitled to, where the state would have the obligation of proving these allegations by a preponderance of the evidence. You can challenge the state's evidence with the assistance of your lawyer, present your own evidence, and confront the state's witnesses unless good cause was shown. Among other lesser remedies, the court could consider an outright revocation of your probation in this case and having you serve the remaining balance of your sentence locked up. Do you understand these things?
Yes.
Do you waive a formal hearing in this case and stipulate and agree that you committed what appears to be 4 different violations that we've outlined here on the record?
Yes.
Court finds that the defendant in the case is knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to a hearing in the case and stipulates and agrees that she committed the violations of being convicted of a new crime in Franklin County, failing to report on one occasion, failing to report correct information regarding her employment, and not making any payments toward her fines and court costs and other amounts owed in the case. These are substantial and material violations of the terms and conditions of the defendant's probation. We'll now turn to disposition of this matter. What is the state's attorney recommending regarding a disposition of this warrant to show cause?
Your Honor, our recommendation is that she have a sanction, and this is her first time up here. She's been in custody for a significant amount of time on the case in Franklin County. So with her sanction here, we would ask that there be a modification at the end of the sanction, that she be raised to community corrections. We would ask that her probation term be extended. I don't know how much time she had left, but I was going to ask for 8 months from today's date, so that she has and I'll leave it up to the court if it's a 2-day or 3-day sanction. And her case in Franklin County was ordered consecutive to this one. So though we had a hold on her, our warrant was actually issued before she was arrested in Franklin County. So it was outstanding at the time that she was picked up. So they did order those consecutive. So she would only get the jail time credit on one of the 2 cases. All that credit was written on her Franklin County's journal entry. Due to their journal entry controlling the concurrent or consecutive due to ours already being sentenced. So it's my understanding that whatever sanction she has here today will go to her underlying if she would have to serve anything here. So no, with all that knowledge, we're asking for a sanction, an extension for 8 months, and to order her modified up to community corrections. And after she reports to community corrections here, she can apply for a transfer so that she's only being supervised by Franklin County's ISO if they will accept the transfer of our cases as well up there.
Very well then. Ms. Morgan, do you have any recommendations to this court independent of what the prosecutor has recommended?
Your Honor, I'm in agreement with the state's recommendations.
Very well. Mr. Favre, your recommendations regarding an appropriate disposition.
Judge, I'm also in agreement with the recommendations by Ms. Gillette. I would ask the court to note also that in Franklin County, Ms. Smith does not have much criminal history. She was given Senate Bill 123 treatment in that case, and she's going to be doing a drug treatment program from what I understand. Ms. Smith, additionally, this is her first time before the court, obviously with what are some potentially very serious allegations, of course. But Ms. Smith, this is her first time. We would ask the court to consider those when granting its order. We would also note that Ms. Smith is there with family, and we'd ask the court to consider allowing her to schedule those 2 days in a couple weeks so that she's not missing her Thanksgiving holiday. But again, we'll leave that up to the court. That'd be our request.
Thank you. I appreciate you and the prosecuting attorney allowing the court to be in charge here, Mr. Favre.
You're welcome, Judge. Sorry.
All right, Ms. Smith, let me address you personally, and I'll ask you, do you have any statements that you wish to make here in mitigation of punishment?
No, sir.
Smith, there's some serious concerns here with what's currently before the court. The court would be concerned that you don't take reporting to your probation officer seriously, that you don't take your payment requirements seriously, that you don't take honest and fair reporting to your officer seriously, and that you don't take the court's fundamental condition of probation about observing all laws very seriously. You're apparently involved in a very serious matter in Franklin County while you're on probation in this case. It does make the court wonder how successful you're really going to be on any probation program. There's just a number of deficiencies here which the court has obvious concern about. Court will, as a sanction for noncompliance in this case and consistent with the graduated sanctions scheme, which is supported by legislation in Kansas, the court will impose a 3-day dip sanction in this case. You're going to say something, Mr. Favre?
Oh, no, Judge, no.
Okay, I thought I heard your voice.
No, I was muted. No.
Okay. A 3-day dip. Ms. Smith, I think I'm going to test you a little bit here.
Okay.
And I'm not going to do what I do in a vast majority of my cases and impose the sanction to be immediate. I do know tomorrow's the Thanksgiving holiday. Do you have a family member there with you?
Yes, I do. That's my mom.
Would it be your intention to spend Thanksgiving with your mother?
Yes.
Court's inclined to allow that, but I mentioned earlier that I'm going to be testing you, Ms. Smith, because we're going to set a date of you to report at 9:00 a.m. on Friday morning.
Okay.
To serve 72 consecutive hours. Because we're not doing it today, the court feels like a 3-day dip sanction is appropriate, as I'm deferring this to benefit you and your family.
Thank you.
But it will be a 72-hour dip sanction to begin at 9:00 a.m. On Friday morning,
Okay.
which would be November the 29th. Now, don't be late and don't miss this.
I won't.
Some people have made that mistake, and guess what? They end up doing a lot more time.
I don't want to do that.
I'm sure you don't. So hopefully someone can deliver you to the Greenwood County Jail Facility,
Yes.
9:00 a.m., Friday, November 29th, for a 72-hour dip sanction. Then I will reinstate your probation. Any previously established condition remains in effect. The court will transfer supervision to community corrections and will extend your probationary period through the date of July 31 of 2025. Are you currently working, Ms. Smith?
I have a job lined up with Focus, which is at American Eagle there in Ottawa. So, and it's normally a weekend shift, or it's supposed to be a weekend shift. So, but I mean, I can still show up this Friday. Like,
Okay. Well, that you don't really have a choice on that.
okay, yeah.
All right, that would lead to your release being Monday. The court's going to direct that you then, upon being released, which should be about 9:00 a.m., obviously, that you go to the community corrections office. Will they have an officer there in Greenwood, Ms. Morgan?
I believe that Ken Clausing only comes on Thursdays, so she
Okay.
would have to report, but I can help assist with whatever I need to do to help with that.
Well, I really want
Communication.
her to see a community corrections officer. I will direct Ms. Smith then, upon your release, that it is incumbent upon you to contact the community corrections office in Greenwood County. Jessica, do you have that number handy? I can look it up.
Judge, they call the Butler office to for scheduled appointment.
All right. Call the Butler County Community Corrections Officer upon your release on Monday.
Okay.
And then they'll give you further direction about getting started with the community corrections program.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Gillette, is there anything else that the court needs to address?
If you're assessing any fees for today.
I'm not. Ms. Morgan, are you aware of anything further that needs to be addressed or clarified?
No, Your Honor. And I also will go down and give her the number to community corrections.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Mr. Favre, anything further at this time?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, and again, Ms. Smith, do you have any questions about what we've done here?
No, sir.
Okay, 9:00 a.m. sharp, Greenwood County Jail. You need to surrender to serve your 72 consecutive hours of dip sanction.
Okay.
And I hope you're successful on your probationary program from here with community corrections.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right. There's nothing further then. The Jessica Smith matter is in recess, and this meeting.
Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.